Today I'm playing Rust Bucket Reef with Glider. I have under 5,000 stars here, as you can see. It's one of the few maps that I haven't gotten either a 10k or close to a 10k with Glider, but now that I have Mastery, I'm in a pretty good place to do well with most of these. Reef was a map that I was kind of avoiding just because it's not normal in the way that the bubble works and everything like that. So I wanted to put it off, but I want stars. I didn't show you, but I'm very close to getting to the next Canyoneer level. And recently I said that I would like to get top 10,000 in stars by the end of the year. I don't know if that's feasible. I think it definitely is as long as I just play enough, but I want to keep playing and I want to improve, and I figured the best way to do that is by playing more often and playing more maps and more vehicles. Now, playing Glider is not the best way to do that because I have most of the 10Ks already. But you know what? 5,000 stars is 5,000 stars.
One eternity later.
Okay, I'm 700 meters or so away from my record. I chose to go with this setup. The landing boosts and the jump shocks are pretty standard. And then I feel like coin boost is also pretty normal. But I went magnet instead of like fume boost or, I don't know, winter tires or heavyweight or whatever other parts you might use on Glider, because there are some fuels that I feel like are a bit out of the way, or if I'm flying in some weird position, magnet kind of just bails me out. There was a place a couple hundred meters ago, closer to 4,000 maybe, where that helped. And I think that's kind of the spot that I was imagining. So yeah, also the propeller is very helpful. Well, I mean, that existed without Mastery, but you know, when I'm in a situation like where I just was, having the propeller is nice. Also something like this spot here, with another vehicle, like, it's a little annoying to get up, but the propeller just lets me kind of do that easily. And then of course, you know, with the Mastery, because I haven't said this enough, the roof is so broken, and I can like do whatever I want. Okay, but there we go. New record, so I'm getting stars again. I can't remember exactly how many I need to get to the next Canyoneer level, but hopefully I can get to the 10k here just so I can, you know, have the bragging rights of saying that I've done another Reef 10k. I only have 2 or 3, I'm pretty sure. But then more importantly, I want to get to the next Canyoneer level so that I can eventually reach my goal of being top. I think you need 3.2 million stars to be top 10,000 at the moment, but by the end of the year, I'm sure it will have changed. Ideally, my stars will also be going up at a rate faster than the people who are currently ranked at 10,000 or so. I'm gonna be honest, I think the rest of this map, until a certain point, shouldn't be hard. So like right now and for the next, I don't know, 3,000 meters, I don't think it's so difficult. There's this spot that I always seem to die at, or at least with the past couple of vehicles that I've used. I think it's around 9,000, and it just, from one fuel to another, is pretty far. And that's a spot where I want to have the full propeller, I want to be going quickly, I want to be using the bubble properly. Like right now, I'm out of the bubble, I'm going to be going a lot slower, but it doesn't really matter because the fuels aren't so distant, and it'll be okay, I think. Famous last words, I feel like, is something that would happen, but we'll see what happens until around 9,000 meters. Another thing that's completely unrelated to the Glider, but hopefully soon video. I don't know if I need this fuel, but I just figure it could be good to get if I don't fall down, though. But yeah, something completely unrelated to the Glider is the Bolt Mastery. I need to look at exactly how much it costs to upgrade the Bolt. If you haven't heard me say it already, my tunes are 1111. I have never made an upgrade on the Bolt, I don't think. And so that costs a lot of money, but you need to max everything out in order to get the Bolt Mastery. So my rough estimate, without actually knowing what it'll be, is that it'll cost me 8 million coins to get the Bolt completely upgraded and get the Mastery. As you can see, I don't have 8 million coins, however, and it also might be more expensive, which would be unfortunate, because this is already going to be hard enough as it is. But I was thinking, when I had 4 mil a couple weeks ago, or I don't even know when it was, I was like, this isn't possible, I'm not going to be able to get it. Maybe I'll be able to max out the Bolt and then buy the first 1 or 2 Masteries, and I don't remember what they are, but it could be good. And I have so many stars to get with that it would be worth my time, even if I can't get the full Mastery. However, my coins are going up a little bit quicker than I expected. At the time of recording this, I want to say there are at least another 5 days before the Mastery comes out. Not that I really think I can get 2 mil, but the team chest is coming out soon, and I don't know when I'm posting this, but I'm planning a video related to the team chest that I think will be interesting. Maybe you've watched it by now. I don't think you will have, though, but you know, that'll be coming. But my point with the team chest is that we're going for a record, so we're getting as many KMs as possible as a team, and that'll increase the number of coins, which is a good thing in terms of having more coins, obviously. But yeah, I'm at 7,600 meters, no problems still, but that's as expected, and I don't think I'll really be having issues, like I said, until that 9,000 mark. But maybe I'll see you again, or maybe I'll think of something to yap about before 9,000. All right, you may notice I'm not at 9,000 meters. I was about to say I need a fuel, and maybe it'll be a bit more difficult than I thought before the one difficult spot that I'm thinking of. but I did get the fuel. So I also don't remember exactly where it is that I need to go quickly. I'm kind of just assuming that it's from now on that I can't be making mistakes. Mistakes were more forgivable early on in the map, but at this point, not so much. Okay, 8,700. I'm getting this fuel, which is good. But maybe it's now. Like, maybe I'm thinking that the hard spot is at 9,100, but you don't get a fuel around there. I feel like this is a spot that I remember, like, starting the end. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm seeing this fuel here. Makes me think that this is actually the spot that I need to collect this and then not joke around at all. But I'm also outside of the bubble, which isn't great. I did just collect the fuel, which means a full propeller recharge opportunity. I feel like I would have preferred being in that. I feel like this is the spot. I feel like this weird terrain is notable and what I think is not good. But if that is the case, I don't think I'm going quick enough. Especially doing something like this is, oh no. I hate to take away from the chance of getting a 10K, but I think I've reached the next Canyoneer level, which is a bit of a more important goal. Yeah, I remember Ray's record being kind of near where the area that I needed to lock in, but also I knew that I'm still far away. Like I don't think I'm close. Here's a rotator record. Okay, I'm basically out of fuel. The glider propeller is not being as helpful as I was hoping it would be. I think I'm like 200 meters away still. I'm gonna respawn just to see. This has been, I think this is further than I usually get with this issue. Yeah, Mand is there as well. I still think I'm not that close. Granted, I wasn't driving well. I think I needed to follow a different line so I could go in the tube and move quicker. Yeah, so this is like a couple hundred meters away from where I needed to be. And then I don't think the rest of this map is so difficult. However, even though that wasn't a 10K, oops, this is pretty good. Okay, that's my second best. I only have one 10K here. I always think I have 2 or 3, but it's not the case. I should be Canyoneer 22. Pretty sure. There we go. Nice chest. Some coins. 27K I would say not usually is that much, but I'm working my way up. So also I've been playing some cups, trying to get coins, trying to make the most of my VIP because 6,000, 3,000 might not add up, but when you get to the end of the season, it could. And then in terms of the Bolt itself, yeah, 5 days away. I literally don't have the third slot. We'll see what I can do. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's all, really. Glider's cool. Bye.